This is Major Mitt from the New Romance. I hope you guys are having a good one out there.
Stage Manager from New Romance.
Freddy Y from New Romance.
What's up? It's Elwood from the New Romance.
I am Rich, and we're here with Click on This.
You're watching.
You will click on this.
'80s everywhere. Now this band's got a set list like no other. It's loaded with songs that everybody loves to sing and dance to. High octane music. Hey, I'm Johnny Alonso, and tonight I'm here at Looney's Pub in Fulton, Maryland, where I'm going to be interviewing the band as well as some other bands that are here to support the cause. I'm also going to be talking to a few girls here that's got some great 80s style and slickness. Hey, you're on my guest list. Come on, let's party with these guys. The best 80s tribute band there is.
The New Romance!
Want a piece of my heart.
Hi, Desi Velez here with Click on This Show. We're getting ready for a great time tonight. We have a tribute to the 80s. The band is the New Romance. But guess what else? We have met some people that do what we do. So we want to go ahead and share their story. Click on This, interviews entertainers of all types. And so do you guys. And go ahead and tell us the name of your show.
Raging Cowboy Promotions.
Raging Cowboy Promotions. That sounds really cool. How many of you are in this group?
There's 5 of us in here, myself and Joe, as well as Jimmy and Jen and Chris.
Now, what do you do for the show?
I'm a behind-the-scenes guy, right? So I'm like your cameraman. I do all the filming, all the audio, all the map every week, kind of behind-the-scenes stuff.
This is the guy you want to suck up to, so you look really good in the edits, and you?
He says it all the time, I'm the face of the show. I'm the face of us. I'm the face of RCP. I'm out doing the interviews. He's out doing the IT stuff. I love talking to people, so I'm out in the front of it.
I can totally relate to that because that's how it is for me. I love meeting new people, but I would really like to talk about your coverage because you were mentioning you cover bands and other bands, and what states have you been in?
So we've been Virginia, DC, Maryland, we've been there. But the bands we promote and stuff are everywhere from Florida all the way up to Massachusetts and over to Kansas.
And now, how do you know this band tonight?
Really good friends of ours. We've known them forever. I've known Tim, who's the lead singer of the band, for probably almost 9 years now. Great guys, wonderful guys, on and off of stage. And I actually met Tim in a band before he was in this band, and that's how it started. And we've just followed him through this. And it's a tremendous experience. You guys are in for a lot of fun tonight.
Man, everybody's starting to pour in, and I'm having a great time. Very, very cool. Here's an old friend of mine. You may have seen her at a few of my premieres. Melody and I go so far back. Seriously, I think you went to my first Coffin premiere, didn't you?
Yes.
You did.
Oh, definitely.
Yes. Melody's a big New Romance fan. Please tell everybody how long you've been hanging out with these guys and following them.
Probably since the beginning. I met them for the first time at a very old little bar named The Barn up in off of Hartford Road.
Yeah.
and we just been hooked on them. I mean, their music is great. They've always got a good crowd. Everybody wants to dance. I mean, it just flashed you back to the 80s. It's a good time.
It really does. No, I just had my interview with them, and I mentioned a couple of your questions, so I did drop your name in my show.
Hi, this is Desi with Click on This, and I have a very special interview because we're always interviewing the guys on the stage, right?
Right.
But we seldom get to see the wizard behind the curtain, and that would be
Rich.
Now, Rich, what is it you do?
So I'm the stage manager for the New Romance. I've been with them for about 4 years. So I set the entire setup and take it down. Hopefully make them sound good and help them put on a good show.
Now, here's the thing. He's being modest because he's got a very important job. Because I do have a lot of friends that are in bands. They can practice all they want. But if that sound is bad, they suck. So you're just modest. So, but you were telling me you also play drums.
I do play drums. Sometimes the band will have me up to play a song or two during the show, so that's always a lot of fun. And I always appreciate the opportunity to do that. So it's a blast.
Well, what's great about this too is being a musician yourself, you have a little extra knowledge in terms of what they need.
Yes.
There are other sound people that don't. So I think this is great. How long have you been with them?
I've been with the band for 4 years now.
Where did you meet them?
I actually met him at a show. It was at another Looney's location, and introduced myself to him and came out to watch him at a few other shows, and we got to be pretty good friends, and here I am.
Well, you must be pretty good if they still got you, right?
I hope so.
So one last thing. What made you decide to go into the sound? Were you in bands before as a performer yourself?
No, I hadn't been in bands before. I had always played drums, but it was just sort of a love for wanting to be a part of it, wanting to kind of give back. And I really appreciate what the band does in giving back to the audience, to the fans. It's sort of fun because you kind of keep that 80s music alive and everyone remembers that. And you see the smiles when you're performing or when you watch them perform, so it makes it all worthwhile.
Are you an 80s baby?
I am an 80s baby.
I'm an 80s baby too.
Good.
One last thing before we go. What do you miss the most about the 80s?
Oh my gosh, what do I miss the most? Probably just the attitude of the 80s. I think everybody was really having a good time, didn't take life too seriously, and just sort of that good party atmosphere and the good friendships that I remember from the 80s. So I sort of miss that.
And all the major stars like Prince that'll never come back again, Michael Jackson, all those. And you know what I miss the most? Blockbuster.
Right?
That was your romantic date.
That was the romantic date. Going there and seeing what was on the shelf and finding some for that night. Great times.
Great time. Well, thank you so much. And hopefully I'll see you on the drums tonight, maybe.
Well, I hope so. We'll see. Thanks. Thank you very much.
Guys, finally it's happened. Finally. Over a year and a half I've been trying to get this interview. This is phenomenal. Guys, let me just introduce you to the New Romance. How's everybody?
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Good to see you.
Awesome.
How you been?
Great.
Good to see you. It's been a long time, Mitt.
Yeah, brother.
Hey, guess what? Elwood. Yeah, Freddy. Let's start out with a very simple question. Anybody can just pass that mic around.
Yeah.
Who came up with the idea of starting the New Romance? Tell us how the band got started.
What if we don't know the answer to that question?
Well, you just make up something.
Actually, we gotta blame our former leader, Greg Marsh, on the opening of the band.
Greg.
Yeah, 2009. He wanted to do an '80s tribute, and he was working on a name, and he was like, I don't know. He had some ideas, and I think
He's working for the weekend.
well, that story actually is that it didn't come from working for the weekend. He wanted to call it something romance, and his wife said, "What about the new romance?" And he was like, "That's it."
That's it.
That's where it came.
That's a phenomenal answer. So, I got this question from, he signed it as actual size. For anyone who hasn't been to one of your shows, what would they expect to see? Tell us a little bit about one of your live performances.
Take it away.
5 hack musicians acting a fool in front of 75 drunk people
Only 75.
on a good day.
Had a good day.
Now, I mean, they expect to see fun. That's why they come. You know, our vibe is the New Romance. Actually, is a great name for this band because it's a romance with them. Like our vibe is, let's have a good time together.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Without a doubt. We feed off the crowd.
Awesome. So I got a question. This comes from Melody Hagner, another fan of yours. I got a lot of questions from the fans, guys. She said something about a show that you had in China. You got to tell me about this. What was that like?
I wish I could let Elwood tell this story, but I don't think he'll tell it the way that I want him to tell it. So we did this a couple times, right? There's a British Business Association of Macau, China.
Okay.
That they do tribute bands for their gala every year, and they found us online and flew us over one year.
Amazing.
And it was such a blast. We went over, we had 5 days in the city. It's like a big Vegas city, right?
Yeah.
And they gave us some spending money, and they're like, don't be idiots, take care of yourselves. And we were idiots. So
All the first day.
we
Sounds like a night with Johnny Alonso. That's what it sounds like.
fit in perfectly.
I would have been it perfectly.
But the story about Elwood, the second year we did it, we got the money, like the spending money, and we thought we were getting that much money every day. It was like $20,000 Macau, right?
wow.
Which is, I don't know,
Okay.
$2,000 or something.
Okay.
So we go out on the town. Elwood is like running the boards at the casino. He's got girls sitting next to him.
Drinks next to his drinks.
Shots.
Yeah,
Like, this is gonna be fun, man. And then the next day we're at the pool and we're like, does anyone have money for a Bloody Mary? I'm out of money. Everyone's out of money. That was it for the whole week. We were broke.
He had money though.
Yeah, really? No wonder why. There's no wonder why you're so quiet here today. That's the reason. I get it. So it was a blast then, being out in
blast.
What was the reception like?
Very interesting.
Yeah?
So it's in Macau. So China, right? You're in China.
Yeah.
But it's a British Business Association.
Oh.
So a whole bunch of Brits are there.
Yeah.
And they run the casinos and hotels, and there's a bunch of Chinese there too.
Huh.
So half the audience was British and half the audience was Chinese.
Wicked.
And we were doing, European and American pop songs
Exactly.
in English.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Signing autographs in restaurants.
Well, hey, you were signing autographs 15 minutes ago. What are you talking about, man? I love it. No, you guys are amazing. Any other shows that stick out, from your history or the past of the band that was about as crazy as this China gig that you had?
I don't know if I would call it as crazy, but I mean, I'll never forget the vibe at the Fillmore. We used to do these shows at the Fillmore.
Oh, the Fillmore.
In Silver
Fantastic,
Spring.
yeah.
It's like 2,100 capacity.
Sure.
And when you've got 2,100 people doing the arms in the air at the same time, I'll never forget that. I'll take that. I'll take that.
That must have been something else.
It was amazing.
That's something. So let's talk about your fans. Tell me about your fans.
Go ahead. Who wants it?
Take it away.
Take it away, Fred.
Seriously, they're amazing. They dress up.
Yeah.
They are loyal.
Yeah.
They come to all of our shows. I mean, you're going to see a ton of them in here this evening.
Yeah.
Amazing group of folks. They bring the energy too.
Sure.
I mean, that's what we feed off of, like Dave said.
Yeah.
I mean, they bring the energy. They sing along with all the songs, and again, loyalty is just the big word that stands out.
Well,
with them.
it's
They're
the
amazing.
truth. When I put a blast out on Facebook, and I said, hey, if anybody wants to ask me any questions for the band, I got, seriously, like 30 to 40 hits with like 10 questions deep. I'm like, I only needed 3 guys, No, but you guys are very popular. I'm very happy and very proud of you guys. It's fantastic.
Bless.
Yeah, man. You definitely are. So let's talk more about, okay, so we talked about the other shows. What is the band like off stage?
That guy.
Yeah, talk to the silent partner over here.
I mean, I mean, we're just a bunch of jokesters.
Yeah.
I mean, not me personally, but the rest of the band, just a bunch of jokesters. Like,
Really?
yeah, we're just like, we hang out, we're friends. Like, yeah.
Well, I can see that.
See on stage is us off stage too.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. My next part of the question is, what are you guys like on set or on stage? What is it like?
I mean, we've got a good dynamic. I think everybody like has their own role in the band. I mean, we've got two phenomenal like lead vocalists. Like Mitt and Erica bring all the energy, I'd say, and then like Fred's pretty goofy up on stage. He's got energy.
And Freddy's
too.
a goofy guy.
Yeah.
You know?
And then Dave and I feel like we're the rhythm section, just pulling it down. But yeah, I think it's a very good dynamic, and the crowd loves it.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
No, that's fantastic. Speaking of, okay, so Freddy, you're like the OG of the band, and Dave, you guys like are really from the old pickup.
Yep.
Yeah. I had a question from somebody. Oh, from Kara and Shannon. You might friends of yours.
K-Shan.
Yes. They wanted to know. Okay, so you guys are kind of the OG of the band. What keeps you pushing on with this band?
It goes back to the fans. For me personally, it goes back to the fans.
Yeah.
People like K-Shan, they're just amazing. They keep coming out. They keep giving us energy. They keep us doing this each and every weekend. I mean, man, we go to work on Monday ready to keel over from no sleep, but all worth it. Do it again next weekend.
I love it.
Every minute.
I love it.
Every day.
So who's been in the band the longest?
He's got me beat slightly.
Yeah, that's what I remember now. I remember. Yeah. Elena and I, we've seen you guys a few times. That was at Ram's Head.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and also at the power plant area. I remember a while
we
back.
played power plant.
You guys always packed it in.
Yeah,
Very,
man.
very impressed, man.
Very
Great show.
fortunate.
Great show. Let's put the mic over to you, Mitt. So I know that Kara also asked this question. She wanted to know where the hell you get all your energy.
Hi, Kara. I don't really know. I think I'm a true Gemini, right? I'm two people.
Yeah, man.
Right? When I'm not doing this, I'm pretty chill.
Yeah.
Usually, I got to keep busy. I got to have a project or something going on.
Sure.
But I'll spend the day of a show. I'll spend half the day in bed. And be like, you know what? I'm gonna save it up.
Yeah.
And then when we get out there, it's gonna go.
Really?
So I've always been hyper.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
That's kind of like me. we totally are hyperactive peas in a pod. No, that's great. So no, that's what keeps you guys youthful. It's what keeps you, entertaining.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like we all have professional careers,
Right.
But this is a chance for us to let loose, you know?
Yes.
When we play out on the weekends,
Yeah.
it's total fun.
It's total fun. Weekend warrior stuff, man. Rock and roll style, Do you play any instruments?
I do. I started on piano.
You did?
When I was like 5 years old, 8 years old, something like that. I still have my mother's studio upright piano in my
How
house.
awesome is that?
It's like a 1940 Mellon and Sons piano. Still
love it.
works. Still
Love it.
play it all the time.
Yeah?
Play guitar a little bit.
Sure.
But piano was my main instrument, and then I started singing, and then that was like, oh, this is what I want.
That's what you want to do. Right. Well, you're a great front man. Speaking of guitar, Freddy, I got to ask you a question. I know that you play bass.
Correct.
Right. And you also play guitar. But you're a southpaw. You're a lefty like me.
That is true, man.
Yeah.
I mean, grew up doing everything lefty.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, one day, all the kids in my neighborhood are like, you want to play guitar? We're playing guitar. I'm like, sure. They're like, here's a guitar. I'm like, all right, I'll figure this shit out. So I figured it out, and to this day, I still play righty.
Right. And you know what's and the funny thing is, you can't play a left-handed bass, can you?
I cannot play a left-handed bass to save my life,
There's no
and
way.
it just doesn't feel right. But hey, that's what I had access to,
Sure.
and you make it work.
Sure.
So
No,
That's
I
it.
love.
Same way on piano, man. I can't play a right-handed piano.
You can't. See what I got to put up with tonight. One of you guys has a tattoo. Who's the
Tattoo. No, somebody has a new tattoo.
a new tattoo? Was it this guy over here? Yeah.
Oh, he does.
Hey, talk to me. Tell us about your tattoo.
So, I mean, not a very cool story about it. So my girlfriend got 2 tattoos from an artist here in Baltimore.
All right.
I've got this one on my arm, but I saw hers and I was like, those are sick. I'm kind of jealous. So I looked her up and I saw an available design she had. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna get it. So it's kind of like a spontaneous, like spur of the moment one. Well, this is not the one. This is not the new one I got. So the other ones, it's on the inside of my cap.
We'll get a cutaway for that.
All
Okay?
right,
Yeah, might be a gross cutaway, but anyway, back to you, Mitt. I know you have some original music. Yeah. Let me tell you, I tuned into his Spotify, and this music's making the grade. It's fantastic. It's extremely 80s vibe. It's got a nice raw edge to it, and it's very modern. That's what I liked about it. Tell us about the inspiration of that music, and just tell me where you're going with it right now.
So it's interesting to hear. You're not the first person to say that there's an 80s vibe to it, but it's also modern.
Yeah.
Because I think that's just it's the fact that where I grew up in music was in the 80s.
Yeah.
And I can't help but that stuff come out.
Exactly.
Because when I was writing that, or when I wrote it years ago, but when I was recording and producing it with the help of Steve from Songbuilder Studios, I kept trying to go into like, let's make this modern. How do we take this thing and make it a little more modern?
Yeah.
And some of them have that element in there, but you can't get past the fact that I grew up in the 80s and that's where these songs.
No, you can't. No, there's no way. There's just no way. No. The music is super strong. I really enjoyed it. I was telling Freddy, I was listening to your Spotify when I was going up to 5, to the 405 in Los Angeles, and the music just fit the Southern California vibe. I'm really impressed with it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, man. Now, I know that you guys did a spotlight or showcase show together, correct? They backed your music up.
Yeah, these guys were freaking amazing.
Were they?
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
So COVID comes and like takes away the scene to some degree, right? We did a lot less shows because all the bars were shut down.
Sure.
So we spent probably 14 months rehearsing these 8 songs and a bunch of other covers that were from like the 90s and 2000s and stuff that was really important to me and my kids actually. And they all put in the work, man. We were online every week,
of course,
rehearsing, and we did a showcase at Ram's Head in Annapolis.
Nice.
Yep.
Good venue.
Everybody
Great venue.
in that room knew each other, right? They were all fans of this band.
Yeah.
And
Really?
and the staff was going crazy because it was like a big family reunion with 150 people. So they were all like changing tables and talking to each other, and the staff's like, "Where is this chicken thing going?"
Just put it there. It's fine. It's fine. Let them pay for it. It's okay. No, that's hot.
It was so much fun. My daughters both were there.
Yeah.
One of them is a flow artist, so she does like fire twirling and hula hoops and stuff. She did a set.
Badass.
My other daughter came from Colorado and sang a song with us. My old bandmates that helped write the music that were there. I mean, it was. That was an amazing experience. These guys made it.
And you guys have a good energy. You guys have a good vibe about yourselves. Yeah.
We're like brothers.
Yeah. No, I can see that. I can totally say that again.
Oh, we love each other. We're like brothers. I mean, we really are tight. We're a tight band.
Yeah.
It's not just about the gig. It's about hanging together. We hang together off stage all the time.
Yeah, a band of brothers. That's what I like about it, man. No, really. Social media. You guys have any social media? And also tell us about any upcoming gigs that you might have in the near future.
All right. thenewromance.com. New Romance on Facebook. New Romance 80s on Instagram. You just hook us up all over that.
What do you guys call it again?
Yeah, right?
The New Romance.
See the stage later.
It's like a Britney Spears song.
I love it.
It's like the red carpet thing where they got the backdrop with 1,000 logos on there. That's our stage.
The confetti says the New Romance, all little pieces like that. Any upcoming shows? You got anything?
We got some cool stuff coming up that I want to talk about, actually.
Yeah.
So the closest thing to today is we have 2 Halloween weekend shows at the other Loonies. So this is our favorite music venue, Loonies.
Yeah.
And they have 3 that we play.
They're not Bill Larney.
Yeah, Bill.
That's it.
So at North and at Perry Hall, the holiday weekend of Halloween, we're going to be having costume contests. So whatever costume you got.
Oh, great.
RCP is going to host it. You met those guys over there.
They're fantastic.
We're giving away gift cards. So people should come up, dress to the nines, make it big. It's going to be a blast.
Oh, it's fantastic.
New Year's Eve, we're doing Ram's Head in Annapolis.
And that's called like the prom or something, right?
Yeah. And we're probably going to do a prom king and queen thing there.
Dude.
We got a little money at that one, too. too.
Seriously.
Yeah.
You guys are doing it right. Really. Come out to California and hang out with us next time.
That would be awesome.
I mean,
we want to do that. Yeah.
Come back. Seriously, come back. Yeah. Southern California misses you guys.
Love it.
So look, man, no, this is great. I know we're getting flagged. I know that you guys have to get ready for the show. And we're looking forward to seeing you. Guys, an amazing interview. Great energy. I'm very excited for you. I love your new music. Your originals are
Thank
great.
you, Johnny.